Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Panda Pops and in today's video we are going to be looking at season 18 of Axie Infinity plus some new updates that they've put into the game, adjustments and all of that. So we're going to be having a little look. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe. I like to cover a bunch of blockchain gaming and crypto related content, and if that is something that you are interested in, definitely subscribe. Don't forget to absolutely destroy that like button. Give that like button a critical hit. Crit it. Go. And let's get into the video. Okay, so Axie Arena Season 8 AXS rewards plus economic adjustment. So key points right here. PvP Season 18 is live with over 200,000 USD worth of AXS rewards. That's right, you heard it, over $200,000 worth of AXS rewards. Will be 50% longer than previous seasons, so I think that's around about a month and a half now that this is going on for. But 1,000 players on the leaderboard are going to be rewarded. Amazing. They've adjusted the SLP earning mechanisms by halving the SLP cap for adventure mode to 50, halving the daily quest completion to 25, and making SLP rewards for PvP scale faster at higher ratings. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this. Here is the chart for the rewards. Top 1,000 players, number 1 gets 225,000 MAXS, which is 1,000 MAXS is equal to 1 AXS. So 225,000 is 225 AXS, and at the current price, that is of today of recording, is over $12,000. $12,000. I don't know about you, but that sounds amazing. And then the top 3 get 137 and a half AXS. Right down at the bottom, between 500 and first place to 1,000th, you get 1,000 MAXS, which is 1 AXS. You get 1 AXS, and at the current price, that's a roughly $58 right there to just place within the top 1,000. Made some adjustments to the way SLP is earned in game. Halved, yep, so we've gone through this. They've halved the SLP in PvE due to the amount of botting that there's been. The reward completing the daily quest has been halved from 50 to 25, and PvP SLP rewards now increase at steeper rate as trainer ratings improve. Now, I've personally been playing a few of these, and to me, it's a little bit confusing at the rate. So usually at the start of the season, you start off at 1,200 MMR. And if you lose a battle, your rating goes down. You win, your rating goes up. So it used to be at that rating, you get 7 SLP per win up until you get to just over 1,300 MMR. And then you'd be getting about 8 SLP. Now, I got up to 13 and I was still on 6. And then I went down, still on 6. And then I won a few, still on 13, and I got 9. And then I lost one, still on 13, won one, and got 6. So I'm wondering whether maybe that you may get a little additional reward if you win multiple battles in a row. Because I did notice for some of the wins I got, I was getting 6, 6, like 3 wins in a row. It went 6, 6, and then 9. I'm wondering if you get a lot of wins in a row, whether you just might get like a little bit extra reward. And yeah, it's definitely going to be making some of the higher tier axes a little bit more expensive, I reckon. Could be good. And also there is slight variations of luck and just how you still need to be skilled as well, because cards given out during the battles, they're random. So you could have a really, really bad card draw. And get a bunch of cards that just aren't working for you. You're waiting for, the cards that you need, and in the meantime, the other team's pulling every card that they could possibly require to defeat you. And then other times you can just make some silly mistakes along the way. So it's definitely about looking at your opponent and being strategic. So you could be up against a team that you would normally win against, but you put wrong cards or You're just not concentrating on what they're doing and whatnot, and you can end up losing against a team that otherwise would normally beat. These changes will encourage trainers to push their mastery of the arena and ensure everyone is battling against competitors near their skill level. Yeah, I reckon it'll be very hard at the start, as people get used to everything, and I reckon there's going to be a lot more people in the arena for sure. So yeah, the competition's gonna be fierce. By increasing arena rewards for skilled PvP play, great trainers will push their ranking as far as possible. The current system discourages this when good battlers aren't incentivized to try and increase their rating. Many of them stay back at low levels to farm noobs. This is called smurfing and makes the game less fun for everyone. With the whole, like, because there's times I like to think I'm not a bad player in PvP, unless I'm streaming, in which case I'm awful because I'm not properly concentrating on the battle. And sometimes I do like joke teams. I'm definitely gonna have to be more careful about the joke teams I do. So like those triple battles that I've been doing, they're gonna have to like just come out every now and again. Maybe if I'm playing against people in the stream and stuff like that, we could definitely have a play about with that. But yeah, it's interesting. Axionomics. Long term, we need to carefully use many different strategies to balance the economy. Here are some of the additional mechanisms in our policy toolkit. Adjusting the AXS portion for the breeding fee. Lately, AXS portion of the breeding fee has gotten quite high. This is something that we are considering adjusting. Yeah, so originally it was 1 AXS when they moved to Ronin. Then they increased it to 2, and then they increased it to 4 because the amount of Axies being bred was just exponential. Like, the growth of the population was so high to the point where there just wasn't that much demand for the amount of Axies being bred. So I understand why they raised the AXS, but when they did raise it to 4, AXS was hovering around about that $6 mark. Now we're at the $50 mark, and it's getting quite expensive to breed, which obviously discourages breeders from breeding, which is something to obviously slow down the population. But at the same time, then less people are likely to breed, which means they're more likely to sell their SLP rather than spend that SLP on breeding versus burning the SLP. Adjusting the amount of SLP needed to breed Axies. We may increase the amount of SLP required per breed in the future if burning and minting is still skewed towards oversupply of SLP. They'll appraise the need for further action based on the data produced over the coming weeks. They're always looking at the data and constantly changing for what will become best for the economics of Axie and for the people in Axie Infinity. So I definitely appreciate that. You definitely got to change things up and definitely look at the data to see what is needed to sustain the economy. Right, long term. Oh, I love long term. Launching our own decentralized exchange to attract a greater liquidity for our in-game resources. Ronin Index. That pretty much sums up Ronin Index. An Axie sync that requires releasing Axies for crafting materials. These crafting materials could be used to upgrade land, Axie body parts, and land items. It could also be used to create consumables and buy or roll cosmetics. That's interesting. So, yeah. Releasing new features and Axie game modes that increase demand for Axies through access to new experiences and utility. That's going to be interesting. I've got a few thoughts on that myself, but I want to keep this video relatively short. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of all of this as well. Don't be shy. It's been interesting to see the community suggest some of these adjustments over the last few weeks. Yeah, the community, very vocal, and it's absolutely amazing that Axie Infinity listens to the community. Yeah. To take on board their suggestions on what everybody thinks would be a good solution, and then obviously implement it based off of whether they also think it would work. Please keep in mind that they are entire new features that need to be launched very carefully and cannot be used as quick solutions. If you'd like to learn more about the long-term economy, please visit the white paper, link here. I am going to have all the links and everything in the description so you guys can see. But yeah, that's about that. Okay, so that just pretty much sums up the new season 18 rewards and all that. Like, everybody get into PvP and get those rankings up. And the updates, I'm not too mad at the updates, really. I would like to see if anybody's noticed when they go onto adventure. One of the things is it says that's World 1. Now, one thought that I've always personally had is once you've completed the whole of World 1, which I still haven't, like, it's sometimes it's the look of the cards, getting really good draws, and lasting to get to that final. I've got like 2 more levels to pass. But I think it would be really good that when you do pass the first world, to open up a second world where maybe the cap on the second world is also 50 or maybe 100, but you have to pass the first one to get to the second world and have that there. Because I can assure you, it is not, you would not be able to bot past Ruin 20, I'm going to say Ruin 28, 29, unless like you've paid really, really good axes and like leveled up to the top level. Even then, it's still skill based off of that. Like, you've really got to concentrate. There's no way I'm playing Ruin 28 upwards without fully having to concentrate on what I'm doing. So it would be too hard to bot to get to the second world. So I reckon that could be something to implement. Personally, I like that idea. Not sure about anyone else. Let me know what you think of the idea. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, because it's free to subscribe. You just have to press it. Check out my other videos. I'll have 2 right here. One will be on Axie content and one will be on another blockchain game, War Raiders. That is a completely free-to-play game and you should definitely check it out. As always, have a good morning, afternoon, evening. Goodbye!